Hey guys, I'm Ryan. This is a special Comics and Coffee, and joining me is Jamie Frevely, co-host of This Week in Marvel, and Mr. Donny Cates. He's the writer of so many comics, and you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna hang out. We're gonna talk about Donny's career, Donny's life, Donny's loves, his hopes, his dreams, but also
and all the dogs he kills.
Oh boy!
I kill dogs. Sure. Hello.
We're also going to talk about Comics and Coffee, one of our shows that we do for Marvel Digital Media. And Michael is over here. He's our barista artist. Yeah, give him a hand.
Yeah, thank you.
You guys are going to see him actually make some art through coffee. I've watched him at the Marvel offices many times. His process is so cool. So up on the screen throughout this, you'll see some of that as we're talking. I think first we're going to do Venom. That sound good?
Absolutely.
All right. We're going to do a little Venom. Donny, you're familiar with Venom.
Yeah, Venom's the greatest character ever made. Yep.
He's okay.
No,
he's pretty okay.
No, he's the greatest.
Yes.
Yeah, I took over Venom, 3 months ago?
Has it only been 3 months?
Only been 3 months.
I've been hearing you talk about Venom for about a year. So,
yeah.
Like writing Venom.
Yeah, so when I got to Marvel, like a year ago, I started on Thanos and Doctor Strange. But the entire time, I was very aggressively telling everybody, hey, look, if it comes free, Venom. I want that. Because I grew up on that character. My dad taught me how to read on Spider-Man comics. And Venom was a very big deal for me. And so the books that you're reading of Venom are stories that I've been coming up with since I was 9.
That's been simmering for a while.
A long time.
I do want to remind you guys that we are going to be doing some cool art that Michael's doing here. And we are joined by the Gecko because this is brought to us by Geico. Give it up for the Gecko, our friend here. Love that Marvel t-shirt. It looks real good on him.
He's cosplaying.
Yeah.
He's cosplaying just for us.
As the lizard.
Yeah. Or the Gecko.
Yeah, sure.
So tell us what's going on in Venom right now. How many people have you killed in the pages of Venom, and how many more will you kill?
And are they dogs?
I don't know that I've killed anybody in Venom yet. Have I killed anybody?
Congratulations.
No, that's not true. I killed 5 dudes in the first issue.
There you go.
That's right. Nope, 6. No, and I gouged one dude's eyes out.
There you
Does
go.
that count? Yeah, so what's happening in Venom right now is that we have discovered the emergence of the symbiote god. In the first issue, Eddie's symbiote has started acting really weird and speaking in a different language. His appearance, as you guys saw in that video that we saw, has started to change, and Eddie has started to lose control of his own symbiote. The reveal of that was that it was reacting to its alpha, right? And the alpha is this long dormant dragon. That we thought was the god, and in reality, the symbiote dragon that we saw was actually just the symbiote for the god himself, who is named Null. And Null has been imprisoned for a very long time and is now emerging, and it's going to get real bad. Yeah, real bad.
So you created a whole symbiote mythology now.
Yes. Well, part of my objective on Venom was to kind of bring him out of Spider-Man's shadow and give him his own rogues gallery and give him his own mythology. That's dope.
It's all happening up
there.
there.
It's all happening. So to that end, Jason Aaron wrote a brilliant run on Ghost Rider, where Ghost Rider and Venom both share a very similar backstory in that they were dope drawings that didn't really have a whole lot of depth to them when they first started. And Jason came in and did this Ghost Rider run that just built this amazing mythology back and really made that book a very poignant look at Johnny Blaze and Donny Cates. And that was a huge influence for Venom. I wanted to build out this backstory. Because the other thing about when I started my Venom run was that it's the character's 30th anniversary. And it was such a gift to take on that character because even though he's 30 years old, there's still so much we don't know, And so, the craziest thing, and I've told you this, is that I had all these questions growing up. Like, where did the symbiote come from? All these things. Where does Eddie come? And the most insane thing of all is that those answers would eventually come, and I would be answering them. And that's really weird and surreal.
But it's awesome.
It's awesome.
It's dream come true.
It really is a
stuff.
dream come true, man. I'm the world's biggest Venom fan, and to be able to be the guy with the hand on the wheel at this at this point in his life, where he's 30 years old and he has a movie coming out with Tom Hardy, is a huge honor.
Totally. Does anybody out there have a Venom tattoo? There's a hand up. Look at you guys are like brothers.
I do.
To see your
Official.
Venom
I have a Venom tattoo.
How old were you when you got your Venom tattoo?
I was 33. I got it 4 months ago in Calgary. I got it on the show floor. There was a tattoo booth on the show floor, and Venom #1 had just come out, and I wanted to go be alone at the show, so I was like, I'm gonna go get a Venom tattoo because when I first got my first book published, I got an infinity symbol put on my arm. And I put in one of the circles in the infinity symbol, I put a logo from my first book, and I left the other circle open. And I was always wondering, what is that circle gonna be? And 6 years to the day from the day that book came out, Venom #1 dropped. It was my 6-year anniversary in comics, and Venom #1 came out, so I filled the other circle with the Venom symbol.
Oh, that's a great story.
Yeah.
It's also inspiring, but you started at Marvel way back when
Yeah.
as an intern.
I was an intern at Marvel in 2010, yeah.
So what was that like? Well, because I think it's something that, we talk to a lot of writers, a lot of artists. We don't get to hear that intern perspective and how that is a great stepping stone, even if it's a weird job.
Yeah.
There's a lot of craziness to it. What was that like?
Well, it was a little different for me because I was actually the world's greatest intern. I was the best one ever.
Congratulations.
Knew it.
Yeah. Thank
Naturally.
you. Thank you. It was really hard, man, because you guys pay them now. That was not the case when I was there at all. So I was obsessed. I've always had a really crazy obsessive work ethic. That's why I write 38 books a month. But when I was an intern, I was always the first one there. I was always the last one to leave. And, I was working real hours, and then I would leave and I would go work a night job. So that job was 8 o'clock at night till 8 in the morning. And then I would just leave that and go to Marvel. And I did that every day. And what was awesome about the Marvel internship is that it's writing boot camp. Because I was writing all of the solicitation copy. I was writing all the recaps. You guys know those previously in the X-Men things. That's me. I did all those things.
You're still doing those?
I'm still doing all of them.
Wow,
no.
so busy.
No, interns write all that stuff. And it was great. It really taught me how to what the schedule was and how things move, right? And so it's really nice. But the thing is I always had this dream of well, if I ever work for Marvel, if an intern does that, I'm gonna make sure that they get credit, and I'm gonna be really cool to them, And I've just turned into a monster. I don't care about those interns anymore. I was it's just go get me a coffee.
That's not true.
Yeah, I know. I make them get me coffee and everything. It's dope.
But so you could kind of say that being an intern at Marvel is so in depth that it can become a sort of symbiotic relationship.
I gotta go. I gotta go now.
What?
Jamie, we were talking just now about coffee and Donny,
Yeah.
Needing the interns to get coffee. You want to take a look over there?
Let's do
I would
it.
love
Yeah,
to.
absolutely.
Let's do this.
Go.
Let's see what's going on over here. Michael,
Oh yeah.
how's this going over here?
I think it's it's coming along very nicely.
We all going behind?
Can y'all hear Michael?
Can you hear me? Yeah.
There we
Terrific.
go.
So,
All right. So,
how long? What has this been 6 minutes or so that you've been working on this?
Yeah, you got to work on it quickly, or else it gets cold. Everyone gets mad.
Yeah.
And I was, you took my joke. I was going to say I have a symbiotic relationship with coffee, and
Oh, don't we all?
But I think, it's still true. Regardless, I'm gonna.
Yeah, you.
Oh, look at that.
You want
Created,
credit
huh?
now?
Yeah. You're doing a character that I created called Venom.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Venom is actually one of my favorite characters as well. I've always, I've been drawing Venom since I was 9 years old.
Yeah, me too.
All the time, and it's such an honor to be up here and meeting you and doing this art for you. I've always thought he was one of the coolest characters.
Oh, yeah.
Just because he's such a monster. He's not all clean and polished. He's
Yeah.
all gnarly looking and
With a heart of gold, though.
Yeah, he's the ultimate anti-hero.
Yeah,
he does
absolutely.
he does what he needs to do.
Yeah.
It's a really complicated relationship, as
yeah.
many people have with coffee, because they kind of, if you're a caffeine consumer, if you don't have caffeine, it can become a problem later, like a headache.
Yeah, but if you use coffee the right way, it can be really beneficial to both parties. It could be symbiotic in some way.
With great...
how about that? How about that?
Crushed it. That's how you do it.
You did it. You did it.
Y'all,
You did it correctly.
I was going to say, with great coffee comes great responsibility.
All right, I got it.
This is very upsetting. We do have some coffee over there. Let's go back over there.
do it.
Let's let
Okay.
Michael
Good job, buddy.
finish up, get his complete version, and get a good shot so you guys can see what it
Yeah.
looks like as the final Venom coffee and comics art.
I'll try
piece.
not to fall.
Yeah.
I'm not a stunt person.
Now, Donny, you do write at least 60 books a month for
That's
Marvel?
true. Uh-huh.
One of the other books you work on is a little character called Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Cosmic Ghost Rider.
And who is that guy?
Well, Cosmic Ghost Rider is a Ghost Rider of the future. Millions and billions of years in the future. He was first introduced in my Thanos run, and he was the black right hand of the Mad King Titan. It's like Thanos in the future, right? And we had no idea who he was, except for he was a Ghost Rider born in hell. And he was also a former Herald of Galactus. So he has the cosmic power and the hellfire powers. And the reveal of who he is he's Frank Castle. He's the Punisher. As to how that happened, you'll have to read Thanos. But in the beginning of Cosmic Ghost Rider, we find him in Valhalla. And Odin gets real tired of him trying to punish other gods in the mead halls.
There's a great one of my favorite lines, and is in that first issue of Cosmic Ghost Rider, where one of the Asgardian gods is like, "Where are you from?" Or who trained you?
He says a god, Frank and this god are fighting, and Frank gets a good shot in, and the god says, "Who taught you how to fight?" And Frank responds, "The devil, Thanos, and the United States Marine Corps."
I love
Yes.
it. That was a great
So good.
panel, and
I'm
so
having a
very
good time. And then he
powerful and
punches a
true.
baby.
All right.
Let's be clear.
Yeah.
Let's be clear.
Let's be clear. It's a baby Thanos.
Baby Thanos, right. Yeah, I should say that.
Who
Yeah.
among us would not punch Thanos in any stage of his life?
Well, that's the thing. So the premise of Cosmic Ghost Rider, for those of you who have not read it, is that Frank Castle from the future has been given a chance to redeem himself, to go back in time, to go to any place in space and time and make a change, to find peace in himself, to find redemption. And instead of going back in time and like saving his family or anything, he chooses to go to Titan and kill Thanos as a baby in his crib. But then he gets there, and it turns out baby Thanos is vicious and tries to fight him, which is hilarious. And he does the penance stare on baby Thanos, and there's nothing there because he hasn't done anything wrong yet. So that really messes with Frank's head. And so instead of punishment, he's going to try something new. He's going to try redemption. And so he steals baby Thanos, straps him to his chest with a bunch of chains, and he roars out into space. And so the rest of that series is going to be Frank Castle, the Cosmic Ghost Rider, and baby Thanos going and trying to change the future. And it's not going to go super great at all.
What?
What could possibly go wrong?
It's like a lone wolf and cub kind of thing with a billion-year-old Frank Castle and Thanos.
I mean, it sounds like, what's a good road buddy movie?
Right. It's just
Dutch?
that simple.
It's like the movie Dutch.
It's like Dutch.
Yeah.
That's why I was
Except
going to say that.
Is that
It
the Ed O'Neill movie?
Ed
Yeah, the Ed
O'Neill
O'Neill
and
movie.
a young Ethan Embry, and
Yeah.
it's Thanksgiving, and that's exactly like this. Like Frank, millions-year-old flaming skull, Frank Castle.
and I should
baby
add
Thanos.
that at a certain point, there's a character that shows up that is a combination. Well, it's an alternate reality character that I'm really excited about. It's Howard the Duck with the gem of Sidorak, which makes him Juggernaut, and so he's Juggerduck. So I'm really excited about Juggerduck, and we're going to announce his solo series soon.
I don't think that's out of the question at this point.
After Cosmic Ghost Rider got greenlit, anything is possible.
I believe it. And now it can't not happen.
Yeah, now it can't not happen.
Yeah. Now Michael is working on a Cosmic Ghost Rider over there. We're going to check that out really soon.
Yeah.
But one of the fun things I imagine for you is doing these projects that you have such passion about, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Venom, with your friends.
Yeah.
You're actually able to
Totally.
make comics with your friends,
Totally.
the artists on your projects, which are equally important to all the madness
Absolutely.
and sanity that you're
Yeah.
doing are friends of yours.
Yeah, on Thanos, which is like my first Marvel book, I had done like 10-page stories and stuff like that, but my first like series was Thanos, and I got to do it with Jeff Shaw, who I had previously worked on a book called Buzzkill and a book called The Paybacks and God Country, which I did at Image. And I've known him since college. We went to school together. And so to be able to like come into Marvel and do a story like Thanos Wins, which is huge and explosive and loud and dangerous to a certain extent with like how I'm handling that character. And as my first book, it can be a little nerve-wracking. But to have Jeff at my side and to be able to like talk to him and call him and get him on board and collaborate just put me at ease and is really responsible for a lot of that tone. Because I know how to write for him and he knows how to draw for me, right? And then on the spin-off of Thanos Wins, we have Dylan Burnett, who I've collaborated with on two titles, Interceptor and Reactor, that I did with Heavy Metal and Vault. And Dylan's the sweetest guy in the world, and Dylan is metal as hell. And it came on to Cosmic Ghost Rider, and again, just a guy I can call and talk to and hang out with and just add so much, So yeah, and Jeff Shaw and I are doing a new Marvel thing that we're not talking about yet.
Secrets.
But secrets.
Secrets.
Jeff and I are going to be doing a new thing that we'll probably talk about in September or so. And it's wonderful. I'm having a great time. And Ryan Stegman on Venom.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
He's probably watching and he's just waiting for you to say his name. And then he gets $10.
He better not be watching. He better be at work, because that Venom book ain't going to draw itself.
Yeah.
No, Ryan is a dear friend of mine. I've known him forever, but we've never really like collaborated or anything. And he's such a Venom maniac, like I am. And so, like, his collaboration, he adds so much, like the design of like the God Venom with the spiral and everything. Like, it's just firing on all cylinders, man. Like, I'm so blessed right now in all my books that everything is just snapping into place.
Yeah, and speaking of blessed, you have murdered one of Marvel's most beloved characters.
I killed Lockjaw, y'all. Yeah.
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 Oh,
Yeah.
that
clap.
guy clapped.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
guy clapped.
Lockjaw's
And
dead.
you too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Don't be a dog.
I remember reading, I follow you on Twitter.
Yeah.
You want to just throw out your Twitter handle in case?
At Donny Cates, if you want to yell at me about killing dogs.
So yeah, I was following at Donny Cates and remember you tweeting that you were in a coffee shop writing Death of the Inhumans and crying.
Yeah.
And I was, it's called Death of the Inhumans.
Yeah,
so
it's not a cute title.
was not expecting a birthday party.
No.
Was not that happy at the ending. But you know what? Comics have stakes. Sometimes
you have to kind of wallow around in misery. And
like life.
you got to push these characters, man. You got to be mean to them. Dan Slott talks about, he has this great quote that like, the greatest villain for Peter Parker is Dan Slott while he's writing it. Like, you have to be cruel to these characters that you love. Otherwise, you're not doing your job right. Like, you have to put them in peril and you have to put them through, because that's how we find out who they are. That's how we find out how they are heroes, right? And for the Inhumans, for so long, the books have been very austere and politics, and these are Game of Thrones things, these like big stories. And I think you were in the room when I pitched my story. I said, I want to do something really simple. I want to do machine guns and monster trucks, and I want to blow the doors off, and I want to do John Wick in space. And everyone kind of paused while they thought of what John Wick in space would mean for the Inhumans. And as people realized that meant I was going to kill Lockjaw, the whole room started screaming at me. And I knew it was going to happen, and I was prepared for it. And I was like, look, my marching orders were get people talking about the Inhumans.
It worked.
There's only one way to do that, and it's kill that dog. And really, it's a little bit deeper than that, because if you were going to attack the royal family and you were going to try and dismantle them, well, just strategically, you got to get rid of the teleporting dog.
That
First and foremost,
it keeps everybody in one place.
Yeah, you got to get rid of the teleporting dog and then the guy with a nuclear bomb for a voice next. And then, you get rid of those, and you're fine. Like, you got the hair girl and everything else, fine. No big deal.
What? Hold on. Michael has been working on Cosmic Ghost Rider over there.
That's awesome.
Should we go over there?
Yeah, let's check it out.
Take a look over there.
Let's check it out.
Yeah. I got to get off the topic of your horribleness with.
And I know her name is Medusa.
Okay, good. All right, Michael, what do you got?
I have here a Cosmic Ghost Rider.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I never thought that a character that I created would be Coffee. It's quite an honor.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, this is another character I've always loved drawing. I mean, it's a skull on fire. What's not to love,
Right.
you know?
Well, that's what I was saying, is like Venom and Ghost Rider both are just inherently, like, they're cool on the sides of vans,
Yeah.
right? And so, you already have a value of it built in, and then you just have to go in there and
Man.
make dope stories.
It isn't his whole story in the beginning. I love this story how I used to have one of these like Marvel X-Men cards, and they were talking about how he touched like a mystical gas cap. And that's how he got his powers. And I was
Danny
like, that's
Catch.
like,
Danny Catch.
yeah.
Danny Catch.
Yeah.
It was like,
Sounds
that's such
legit.
a weird story, but it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens to everyone. It's just part of puberty.
That's going to happen.
You touch the
Yeah.
mystical gas cap.
Your body
and
goes through changes.
100%.
Start
Wow.
seeing girls, yeah.
Boy puberty is different than girl puberty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a mess.
It's a mess. There's like
I can
demons involved and
only
fire. You sit on
imagine.
fire. It's dope.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how I feel if I don't have coffee. So
Yeah.
that seems pretty accurate.
Michael, what is actually in all of this? Because it's not coffee we drink, like
Right.
we would just regularly drink, probably.
Oh no, so for this kind of stuff, I'm just using like milk, food coloring, everything I use is edible. So it's like, I can just go to a bakery store or whatever, and it's sort of like my art supplies store. I always find inspiration to, make different things happen.
There's something inherently kind of beautiful about art that's going to be destroyed. Right?
Yeah, oh,
like an ice sculpture, right?
Definitely. I mean, I think that's what makes it special. You savor the moment as it happens.
right.
It's part of the story.
Totally.
That's very keeping in the spirit of chaos, which is the only thing I worship. Because,
Sure.
yeah.
Wow. This is getting heavy. Let's
Whoa.
summon a demon, bro.
You killed a dog, bro.
Yeah, I kill dogs. That's true.
But yeah, so this is all edible, and what are you using to actually create this? They look like toothpicks, but I don't want to minimize it
yeah, I
like
just
that.
use these little bamboo skewers. They kind of are. Like, sometimes I'll do events and people will take them because they think they go on the meatballs, but no, I'm doing the art with them.
That's awesome.
But they look like they came from meatballs that were eaten, so my goodness, are they taking used
I eat a lot of
skewers?
meatballs, I guess. I don't know.
Love a good meatball.
Nothing
Now,
wrong with that.
I'm going to need a little help from the crowd and from the gecko. So, the crowd, I want to know which of these you like more, Venom or Cosmic Ghost Rider. And then I need you, Gecko, to be the judge. You let us know which one gets the crazier response. All right, so who likes Venom more? It's pretty good, pretty good. Who likes Cosmic Ghost Rider more? You voted twice, Donny.
I like both of them. I created both characters, so like.
Yeah, he's kind of entitled to a vote on each.
All right, Gecko. Venom or Cosmic Ghost Rider? Oh, Venom.
He's saying Venom.
He's saying Venom.
Yeah.
Saying Venom.
All right.
I would agree. I mean, I like
I think
Venom.
so. It's dope, buddy.
Thank you.
You won.
These are very cool.
I won. We won. You know?
Yeah, we all
I
won.
Yeah.
Everybody's won.
Michael, how many of these have you done for Marvel?
I've been working with Marvel for the last, 2 years, maybe 3 years, and I don't know, probably like maybe 100 or something even.
Wow.
I mean, and I love working with them because I always have to get to a new level. Like, I get so many cool challenges, and we figure things out all the time, and it's such a cool way to get into it. That's a lot of how I got into using colors, was doing stuff with Marvel. So.
Are there any colors that you can't do in coffee or that are particularly difficult?
Not really.
Okay, that's good
Absolutely
to know.
not. I can figure it out.
Do you have any
somehow.
green?
Yes.
All right, now you're
I-
just going to be
What do you-
custom-
you were
asking for a
special
custom.
request?
Can I add a green slime to his tongue?
Oh
Can
yeah.
I
Do
try
it.
my hands
do
at
it?
Okay.
Please do.
As Donny
yeah.
gets into a
Yeah.
new field,
Yeah.
because he's
Here,
not
let me
busy
get you,
enough,
Let
Yeah.
me get you some foam.
I
ready.
want to try it.
we're going to say thank you to everybody who hung out with us here,
you, guys.
who watched this. Thank you to Michael for not only creating this, but also letting Donny potentially destroy these one-of-a-kind
yeah.
pieces of art.
It's apt, right? Because I'm going to potentially destroy Venom as well.
Oh,
No.
good. That sounds like a great teaser for what Donnie's got in store.
This is more of a
Donnie, thank you. I love you. You're
Thank
the
you.
best.
I love you.
Oh, you guys are cute.
Jamie, thank you.
Thank
this
you.
has been super cool, super fun. All right, we're gonna finish up. Donnie, I'll hold the mic while you
Okay, sure.
you get ready and you tell us
Yeah.
what you're gonna do here.
Oh, I'm here. I'm going to add some green slime to Venom because my Venom is Eric Larson's Venom. right? And like
Well-
a Ron Lim too, right? With the tongue and the slime. And
All right.
So good.
Here you go. Is this a good slime color for you?
Okay, cool. That's a good one.
Thank you, everybody.
I wanna see
Gecko
Thank you.
green.
This has been Comic-Con. You are the best.
Thank you, Comic-Con.